Hello. Hello. I know I'm running very late. I'm sorry, you guys. I have not been feeling very well. I am very exhausted, but I had to come see you. So, welcome to this segment of AKT Celebrity Reads. I love you all. I miss you all. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Look at there. 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 I know it's probably almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It's I'm so tired a lot of the times I don't even remember the days of the week. So it's probably, Sunday? Y'all, I can't keep up with these days. I'm sorry. Because I'm doing so much work and I'm doing so many readings. I'm very, very exhausted, and that's why I'm coming on so late tonight. I hadn't felt well because I haven't been sleeping very, very much. Hey, Candy Rain. Hey, Brenda Gay, you can see y'all, I'm so worn out. But I told you I was coming, and I didn't want to put it off till tomorrow because I'm still so tired and I'm so drained and worn out that I wanted to at least go ahead and put this up here for you all to watch it. Since the last time I've seen you, I've been speaking to NIPSEY, and, to be honest with you, I've been crying so much. I've been so down about what he's saying because it's so painful. What I'm going to do tonight, because he brought it back up to me. I don't do Cash App, baby. I do PayPal. I've been with PayPal so long, and I've never had a problem with PayPal. So if you can't do PayPal, that's fine. I understand. But I trust PayPal. And that's the same email address that you send me for a reading, alexysktylorvp@gmail.com. So, for a lot of people that say they have problems with PayPal, they don't like PayPal, they don't want to deal with PayPal. I know a lot of the younger people like to do Cash App. That's fine. I understand if that will prevent you from sending a donation. There's nothing that I can do about that. That's your decision. That's your choice. If you don't want to have... What some people do, if they can't get through PayPal, they'll have a friend that has an account or something. They'll send it to me through a friend or something. I don't really care about that. I don't mind. As long as you put in the email, this is authorized, because I don't want no problem with somebody trying to lie on me and say I took something. So as long as they authorize it, I don't care who sends it to me. As long as that you authorize it and the person that sends it puts a note in that they authorize it, then get someone else, to use your PayPal. I'm just waiting for my tea. Let me tell you, and as you can see, I got 2 candles. I have 2 beautiful blue candles for my baby tonight for NIPSEY. So I hope you all have your candles lit, because we need to send him so much love and just, healing energy. Hey, Ginger, and thank you, Ginger, and thank you, Shannon, for ordering my products, using my products at AKT Hair and Skin Formulas, and making videos promoting it, and the other people that used it and made the videos for me. And thank you for the people that, and I love when y'all say, it smells so good, it feels so good, because I worked so hard on those products. And thank you for the people that I offered refunds and they won't take the refunds, because I make like skin body creams for stretch marks, tomboy scars, surgical scars. God knows I had to use them all, because I went to dermatologists and doctors and nobody could help me, and said basically I had to live with that shit on me for the rest of my life, and I couldn't stand doing that. Because you want to be, when you find someone that loves you and you love them and y'all are sexually attracted to each other, you want to feel sexy. You want to feel like a woman to take your clothes off. And I'm all about empowering women and loving women and helping you love and respect yourself, as well as men, because there are men that are waiting for the skin creams too. They like to look sexy too, and they don't like that after shadow. Sometimes you can shave the face so much, especially if you've got melanin in the skin, it creates the darkening in the skin, and people don't realize you don't need to be shaving and exfoliating the skin and going in the sun and excessive exposure to the sun without any sunscreen and protecting that skin and lubricating and conditioning the skin. And so it darkens. Thank you, Ginger. And I'm so glad, because Ginger is European and Mexican, Spanish descent. So I love that people of all races, all ethnic groups are willing to trust me because I don't want just a brand that's considered like a black brand. I don't want to be in that box. So when I make my products, they are not based on gender or race. They're based on hair texture, condition, situation. Okay. So if if you feel like coming to me, just like, oh, and let me shout him out because I know that he's dealt with a lot of trolling like I have. I want to shout out Kev Rowe from Coffee and Kush TV on YouTube. Wonderful man. Um, he loves Nipsey and is concerned about Nipsey like I am and like all of us are, and we want justice for Armias. And so he would always say he didn't like psychics and he didn't trust psychics. And I hate that. I don't want to be called a psychic because I'm so much deeper than that. He allowed me to come on the show, and I did a brief interview. People shared it, and I shared it on my Facebook. Oh, it's no problem, baby. I deal with the stretch marks and all that. We can fade them, but you have to be consistent and do this over time, especially if they're very thick and dark like mine were. Like, people don't believe me. Hi, Monica. Like, I couldn't wear cleavage. Because I had, like there are different colors on some women, and so mine were like the coffee chocolate in between the breasts. They look like bear claws. And you see my breasts now. I can comfortably show them, and there's nothing there. And it took a lot of patience and a lot of time and a lot of belief in myself and a lot of hard work and not putting myself down and not feeling bad about me and beating me up. And it even took me pushing away from people because I didn't have men in my life to really love me and understand me unconditionally. Okay, so you're Mexican and Cuban and Puerto Rican, so you're like a sexy Heinz 57. You're like a little of this, a little of that, and it's real sexy and hot, and it's delicious. On anything you put it on, it spices it up. So you 57. You Heinz 57. Thank you, Chris. So I had to, do a lot of soul searching and work because, we really, women of color, it's like nobody's loved us. Nobody's helped us. Nobody's understood our skin. So we haven't had anybody to help us. And then our own women beat us up and put us down. So I didn't even have women in, the black community to help me. A lot of them even found it amusing. You got a lot of treacherous, jealous-ass women who will see that on you as a young girl and watch you go through life and struggle with that. So what I've learned to do in my life, I try to take all the bad things that happen to me and I try to find something good in it. Even if it doesn't always enrich my life, I try to use it to enrich other people's life. So I've started making them again. If you want them, I have them. And what I do is consults. And, oh, Mike, I love you, Mike. And I've been so tired and so stressed. You know what I've been going through and not feeling well and stuff. And I want to come down. I want to see if we can do something because I want to sing for my father. And I know you're waiting on me. It's not your fault. It's my fault. But not that, I haven't been just neglecting or anything. I've just been going through so much shit and doing so much work at home. But, yeah, the butters I make are so luxurious and sexy. I love when Ginger put it on her hand. And when she put her finger in it, because I want all of you to do that when you get it if you feel like it. She put her finger down in it and lifted it up on the camera. It looked just like a cake batter. It looked thick and rich. And then she put it on her hand, and the motherfucker just laid down on her hand. It just melted down into her skin. And she said it wasn't on the surface of her skin. She said she felt it go down in her skin and condition it. Oh, yes, baby. I'm like Gucci. I flicks that goddamn wrist. I'm in that kitchen cooking like it's stir fry. I'm flicking that wrist on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I whip and whip and whip and whip. I batter. I use a blender, but then I like to hand whip each jar and put my blessing and my energy on each jar. And what people have also asked me to do, hey, Goddess Mother, I love you, my sissy. You know what, Goddess Orisha, because that's what I want to talk to Mike about. My daddy, Jackie Wilson, did a Christmas album, and I want to talk to Mike, because Mike can't work on my schedule. I understand that, where if I'm feeling good at this time in the morning, Mike he got a family and kids. He ain't going to say, let's come on down at 2 o'clock, because I know your ass wasn't feeling good all day, but, I can't just do stuff on his time, but on my time, rather, I do on his time. But I'm hoping I can get in there, because I'm trying to get my energy and stuff together, but the spirits are on me so heavy, so many times I can't always do it. I want to do some of my father's song, and Mike is like very, very talented, very incredible with People TV. And he will allow me to do it. So I hope we can do something soon. I'm just glad he's not mad at me. What I was going to say, oh, Mother Goddess Arisha, I think about you. And now you make me laugh, because remember the first time I did this show, I was singing to my father. Well, like last year or something. I'm so glad, Ginger, you love my butter, and you know that I use everything, because I don't want to send nothing out of here. And you all make fun of me and put me on blast and say that it's, awful, this and that. I don't want that. You see those candles? You see them? You see them? Aren't they beautiful? They just do their own you see that? You see that? See that? They just do their own little thing. I love it. Aren't they pretty? God is like a lot of other people. I didn't get mad about it. She said, I was cleaning up, because she's in Cali, so I'm glad I'm getting that California love. That's why I'm so glad that, excuse me. No, I would tell you in a minute. I'd be laughing at you, what you said about me. I don't know anybody in California. And I've even had people in California say, well, the stuff you say about, Hermes, a lot of them that know him, grew up around him, know him as Hermes. And then they call him NIPSEY on second, but first they call him Hermes. And they said, well, the stuff you say, we felt that you were getting all of this information from somebody. Thank you from the hearts. I love the hearts. No, I wish I did. But then again, you wouldn't trust me if I did that. You'd have people put me on blast, if I was doing that. No, I hear this from the Spirit. I believe I hear from Him. And so that, to me, that means a lot, for people to say out there that know Him, and I don't know. I never knew Him physically. To say that they're validating this, and then to actually meet someone that's willing to have me on the... Oh, thank you, Ken. I didn't know you were in California. Thank you. Have me on the show that is from California, Coffee and Kush TV. Getting some, California love. I love it. California meets the dirty South. Because, peace up, A-Town. Down in this whole ATL. Shout it. Ain't nothing. I ain't ashamed of the country accent. I ain't ashamed from the dirty South. And I cannot believe, people in California love this Southern. You know what I'm saying? Like what Frankie Beverly's Southern girl. I have no problem being me. So I was wondering, what I'm saying? I love a hot nigga from California. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, and I done fell in love with NIPSEY. So I'm riding for NIPSEY, with everybody else that wants to ride with him. So it's truly an honor for him to have me on the show. But what I was going to say about, hey, Latika, Goddess Arisha, then we're going to go into it. She said, I really, we were just going to support you when you said, that Jackie Wilson was your daddy and you look like him as a girl. And you said you could sing. We never heard you sing. We heard you talking shit, with the Vagina Power show for all these years. So we were just going to, humor you because we love you. But we wasn't really sure because you said you were amateur and didn't have no, lessons. And I really don't. And I'm amateur. I still say I'm amateur. And then she said you were singing. She said, and, I just turned the computer on and I walked away. And I was washing dishes. What you said you was doing, Mother Richard? You said I was doing something. And some song I came to, when I was singing, and you said, you talking about, damn, this nigga could sing. And I died laughing when you got on the phone behind me, and I was like, wow, you. Because y'all was saying, Lord have mercy, we're going to tolerate this motherfucker, man. But I hope this bitch don't get up here with no fucked up singing, because we love her for Vagina Power. We're going to have to tell this motherfucker, leave that singing alone and stick to her goddamn day job or something, because she can't goddamn sing. And so y'all are humoring me. And I'm up there singing, and you said, Mother Richard said she was looking somewhere. She said, this nigga can sing. And I died. I still think about that, Goddess. Because it really, me singing to my father, when I've just done a little private, kind of testing shows for y'all, just to share on Facebook. They weren't about the experience. Yeah, girl, we got on the phone. You told me that shit. I felt the fuck out. It's still so funny to me because I knew y'all were, just trying to love me and support me. And y'all like, damn, I hope this motherfucker ain't fucked up because I'm going to have to hurt this motherfucker feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad y'all didn't feel either. My family, you told me, God, this nigga was fucking for me. I'm like... But I was like, Okay, I wasn't singing as a professional. I was singing from my heart. I was singing from my pussy. I was singing to my soul. See, that's what people think. I be making that shit up when I be talking about vagina power. And people, you know, I didn't know I had that down there either. But when I breathe, you know, when you do your, you know, your breath and shit, y'all think I'm lying, but my father comes to me and gives me voice lessons, and my grandmother gives me voice lessons, which is my father's mom. And my grandmama told me to breathe down in my pussy and sing. So when I breathe down, you know, I breathe in my diaphragm, but I breathe all the way down to the root, or like them country people said out here, I breathe down into the root of my pussy and get me some good breath down in there and just push it up and through there and out. See, that's the way you really get. See, that's them not way a singer. That's way them singers. See, I love that country singing. That's why I want to find somebody to really teach me how to sing that gospel, that country singing. Because now they letting me know, you know, Alexyss, you're a little bitty woman. But we were surprised. Your ass little, and we was expecting you to do some. There's like your fucking ass got a big goddamn voice and a little bitty damn body. You can sing gospel. So I said, well, I want the old singers, not the singers, the singers. Yeah, that's right, Nick. I want to be a singer, not a goddamn singer. When they get to bending over, the spirit it's hitting them in their pussy, and then they hit that organ. That's what I want, to be in the church with that organ and shit. Cause when I was little, we used to go down in the country in that tin roof with that goddamn organ. It be hitting the chakras in your ass and pussy. That's why a lot of them preachers get the fucking and can't control their act. You know what? Let me see. Hold on, that's my teeth. Y'all like my outfit right here. You see my outfit with my damn belt and shit and my goddamn gold. Hold on. I gotta give me some tea, but we're going to get into some things. Okay. Oh boy. Let me tell you all. It makes me feel something. Yeah, I feel because you know my daddy hits those notes. Let me tell you some of the things that NIPSEY. Oh, I'll tell you what this baby. First of all, let me get into this. Okay, Molly Mall. You know I got into him the last time. NIPSEY brought me part 2 about Molly Mall, but I'm not going to be able to get into a lot of that. NIPSEY, the next day I saw y'all, do y'all see that on me? Do you see that orb thing? Did you see that thing? And you see that? I don't know what this is, but it's pretty. You see that? Like y'all, you see what I'm talking about right there? Oh, thank you, D. I'm glad y'all. Yes, neighborhood. Yes, neighborhood in this bitch. Okay. The next after I talked to y'all, NIPSEY came back in here. I'm not going to get into it all right now because I got too much to get into and I didn't even finish from the last time I was talking to you about Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and how they go back to the Egyptian gods and they stole them when they created the European concept of those gods. And, you know, NIPSEY loves Batman. But then all the other 3, Batman, Superman, Captain America came over here. Do y'all, is it me? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? You see that? You see what I'm, you see that orb thing? I swear to you, there's nothing different in here. Do you see that, Ginger? You see that, Shannon? Just because nobody's saying anything. Y'all see that shit? You see I'm moving my head. You see that? I'm moving, and and then you see this right here. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty. I get up early to use the bathroom. NIPSEY wakes me up, and NIPSEY said, I want to finish telling you some more about Molly Mall. And NIPSEY brings one of Molly Mall's friends in here, and it's a monkey. I said, NIPSEY, look, I'm tired. I'm getting up, and I'm trying to use the bathroom, lay back down, and your ass coming here with this joke because you know. Did I just say some more shit? Yeah, I'm like, you know, because we joke and we laugh and say sometimes we end up like children He's silly like me. And I'm looking at him, and he's not joking this time. And I'm like, okay, so you're serious? The monkey will live about this big. He wasn't no real big old monkey like an orangutan, because you know, Molly Mall, I don't think, would have one of them big ones, orangutan or gorilla around, even though he say little pets like him, because you know one of them will beat his motherfucking ass. He had one, a toy monkey, about this big, and the monkey came down here to Atlanta and said he want to talk to me, and he want to have a conversation. Nurse said, I want you to talk to the monkey, because the monkey, you got to hear what the monkey said. The monkey told me that he was Molly Mall partner and sidekick, said he know Molly Mall business. And I said, so you can talk? The monkey said he can talk. And I said, well, what did you? He said, I'm a macaw. I said, so you're a macaw monkey? And then I got the phone. I looked on YouTube. I said, can macaw monkeys talk? And they said they can't. This monkey said that he had some special GED class or special ed class. So they taught the monkey. He said he had a tutor. The monkey say that not only can he understand, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm talking about, the bullshit. There you go with the laughing emojis. I'm trying to say. I'm trying to talk. You know I don't fucking know. The monkey, that's what he told me. The monkey said that he understand what humans feel and think. And that when the human says something, monkey said he understand what the fuck they say. He know if they like him or not. He know if they been naughty or nice or not. The monkey said he good at electronic and that he know how to go in. He said he got a photographic memory and that he know how to go in Molly Mall security code system. Said he remember codes and that he'll watch Molly Mall and see a code and go behind Molly Mall back and know how to unlock the goddamn locks and shit. Where it's a pad computer code. The monkey said he can hear. You know how you say, dee, you know how you hear the number on a pad and every number has a different frequency and a different sound and the light. The monkey said he know how to put it in. He remember the code of what a 1 sound like, what a 5 sound like. This nigga he'll go in there and the monkey, he say he do it. And I'm looking at the monkey. And I'm looking at you, asking if you, Shirley, and he said, Alexyss, listen. Listen to the monkey. So the monkey telling me this. I said, I don't even know if I need to bring this to my fans, man, but then again, shit, I brought y'all the monkey last year, where I told y'all the girl called me from Liberia, wanted a reading, and then the big goddamn monkey jumped through the phone and said that it was a monkey island over there. You don't believe me? Go look it up. He said Ebola was coming back to the United States. That was 2018, 2019. Ebola has come back since I did that reading over in the United States. And he told me that the white peoples had that monkey island over there and was fucking up them monkeys and having sex with the monkeys and experiment on the monkeys and shooting them up. And then I asked the girl, I said, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, don't say nothing else. God damn it. I said, wait a minute. A big monkey done jumped through and looking at me. I said, do you know a monkey? Do you have them? She said, we have in Liberia. I think I'm saying Liberia. That's correct what they have. She said, we have them over there as pets. They be in the house sitting. They wear human clothes. They sit in there, have their little chair and shit. They eat with the humans. She said they live with humans. I sure ain't never heard of no shit like that. You know, like, what her name? Ruby D. It was Ruby D and her husband, or the husband himself. Blacks in entertainment or influent blacks will go there and establish. I don't know if they would live there or get the dual citizenship there from the U.S., I think, to Liberia. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I did that reading last year with that big monkey that looked like a human. So then he brought the little one. The minute me in here talking about he a damn call and he could talk. This motherfucker here started telling me more about the underground trafficking and shit. And I said, NIPSEY, you know every goddamn body business, don't you? He said, yeah. I mean, because, you know, see, NIPSEY was a gentleman, you know. Very loved, very trusted, very respected in the game a long time since he was a little baby. So people knew they could trust NIPSEY. He was loyal. He didn't tell people business. But because they've done what they've done to that baby, he really has nothing to lose. You know, has nothing to lose what they did to him. The way they did him. It doesn't matter. He's not going to go away until he gets justice. And we have to help him get it. This bothering me. Cannot. This, yeah. And then his mother. His mama been on my mind lately. The mama, the brother. He said he missed them. Me and Ricky, because Ricky's a good reader and do the cards. He kept coming through today. He said he missed his mama so much. And his mother is missing him and loving him and having a hard time. And we would expect that. You never get over something like this in the way it was done. And in public, just how dirty it was done. He missed them. Oh, he's with them. He wanted to know, I'm with you all the time. I'm with y'all. I'm around y'all. He said, I miss y'all so much. I want to be with y'all so much. But he is with them. He's just been disembodied physically. Just physically dead. Not dead. Dead, but yet undead. She did have a birthday. I think hers is November too, right? But she's a Scorpio. Yeah. So I had to say that just in case somebody can pass them the message. You know, that he's with them all the time. He loves them. He missed them. He's like, I'm with you. He's in LA all the time. Watching over them, thinking about him. He's around them. He's with his mom. And he said he's proud of Black Sam. He said Sam got 4 aces this weekend for the pop-up. And when I looked at Sam, I didn't look too long. I said, look at it because he wants to send me. I have another message I have to give to Sam. You can see the pain on Sam's face. And Sam doesn't want to be, you know, around all these people and in public in the spotlight and all that kind of stuff. But even though we love him and people love him and they love to see him because we feel NIPSEY. I can see NIPSEY all over Sam with the pop-up. I saw a little excerpt from the weekend. But you can see his heart. He's hurt. He loves his brother. He missed his brother. This is such a deep wound in them and in the family. Thank you for the hearts. I love all the hearts. I need them right now. I need all of the energy. Okay, so I'll get into more of that later, but I just want to mention, I have to finish more with Molly Mall and the underground. Why? Because the underground also ties to the Marathon store and these other players that were coming up because for some reason, Molly Mall and Big U run together for me. The Monkey and NIPSEY mentioned Big U and Molly Mall. I believe they know each other. There's some type of connection between those two and some business too, with entertainment as well as the gang and the lower level underground business that goes on. There's a Las Vegas pipeline going into California, and then California go back to Las Vegas. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday, everybody. I wasn't clear. People were wishing me happy birthday on Thanksgiving Day. They thought my birthday was November the 28th. My birthday is November 27th. So, yeah. But y'all wished it to me both days, and you gave me gifts, gave me a donation. And I love that. Y'all made me, I was just like, I get excited like a little girl for my birthday. But, you know, unfortunately, I don't have anybody take me out nowhere. So I didn't go out because, you know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. So I stayed here with the spirits. And I've been working on my birthday. Lillian and you know, Shannon, you know, brought me something because she knows what I love to eat. So she brought my gifts, can't get her products. And that's the good thing about people in ATL. I actually had a lot of people show me love and get stuff from me in the ATL. So because they were in the ATL, they actually could get their stuff in the ATL. I didn't have to mail all of it. So they weren't mad at me, but then other people I think got mad at me because they thought I was shipping their stuff out quicker and they wasn't getting it. Thank you, D, but I wasn't shipping it out. You know, luckily I'm starting to get a lot of love from the ATL, and they liked the products and tried them. And they were like, sure. I was like, can you come get them? Can you meet me? And the people I trusted, thank you, Anna, did come get them. So let me make sure I put that little bit out there. Y'all, I did not send them to someone else and then send them to didn't send them to y'all. Some people were able to come get them, and Shannon helped me get them out, okay? And so I said I want to make that a service. And I even have some people telling me they're going to visit Atlanta. So and I told them, if you visit Atlanta and you want to get the product from me while you're in town, so anybody's listening, I will make it, you let me know when you're going to come in. Or if some people say, well, look, I got somebody that lives in Atlanta, so I tell you what, I'm going to be there in December. I'm going to PayPal you, and I tell you what, you make it and you ship it to them. So before I get there. So when I get there, they'll have it. Or I'll let you know I'm going to be there in a couple of days. So you make it. I like stuff fresh. So I'm going to be in Atlanta, Alexyss, on Christmas. So I tell you what, a couple of days before I get there, you have it made, and I'll pick it up, or you ship it to my girlfriend's house in Atlanta, whatever. Y'all, I will do that, okay? Now, I'm not going to, let me make it very clear. Because of my schedule and because of the way these spirits do me, child, I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to personally see you. I'm not going to lie to you and say that. Because many times I don't even feel like leaving the house. Many times I don't leave the house, okay? But I will get it to you. So don't get mad and say, she told me she'd meet me and get in my hand. I'm not going to promise you that because I don't know how I'm going to feel. But if you're here, then I don't have to worry about leaving the house and try to stand in the line and ship it to you. If you're here, but you will get it right here. That way you can take it back to whatever state you're going to. Okay, and you don't have to wait. So if you want to talk to me about that, I'm willing to do that. Okay, let's get back to this. Now this is heavy, at least for me. NIPSEY told me there's something, and I couldn't, it's been coming to me, and it came to me the last time I did the reading, when I told you started going into Spider-Man, and I was talking about, okay, there's a number code and a grid he gave me that's an electrical grid, and I want you all to look this up because I'm very concerned about it. Starlink or Starnet. And what I am looking at, because I'm so tired, y'all, and I got so much to give you, this is probably going to be part one, and I'm going to come back. So this would be, actually I'm dealing with NIPSEY HUSSLE and then David Gross again. So this will, I guess, be part two, David Gross. This part two, then I'm going to do part three. Let's put it that way. So this is not part one, this is part two, part three. I'm going to come back because it's so much. So, I mentioned before the satellites and how they're going to do 5G, and they're going to flood the earth with more satellites, which will make people more sick and cancer causing, along with the LED lights. That's why I don't use LED lights. These things I started drawing. There's a telegram pole. There could be more than one telegram pole in front of the marathon, or could be across the street on the goddamn sidewalk. This telegram pole, it's got a light. Lights. It could be more than one light. In the telegram pole, it's a camera and a microphone with a chip up in the goddamn microphone. They have been spying and recording everything that's hooked to a satellite, and it's a cloud above the goddamn marathon store. You cannot see the cloud because it's above the regular sky that you see. But the fucker's a cloud up there that store information that's connected to what? The inside computer system, the smart stove that NIPSEY got, and then connected to what? Down under the goddamn ground in the underground city. The wiring go down along with the plumbing and the water down under the marathon stove down there. Then you go across the street basically what I'm saying here. They've been listening to Nipsey for a long time, and they have the microphones. But also, he told me, he mentioned some other people's name. I ain't gonna get back into that right now. Not only the LA police, but also the LA Sheriff Department was involved in this. And I'm gonna go back again because there's the chief of police. Y'all tell me what year that was. Was that in the 80s or was that in the 90s when they did that to Rodney King? And the police chief that were in right there, that's dead right there, this motherfucker is in this right here that you see going on with Nipsey, because this was implemented back then in the 80s. But I'm going to do another show, because when you really get into the shit, they start mentioning to me Wild Bill Hickok, and when you're going back to Queen Khalifa, when you're going back to the Gold Rush, when the Europeans came in and started to kill the black Indians, the true natives that own California, then those Masons then started to implement this system then. And then he started to mention the headless horseman and even the horsemen that are on Stone Mountain. Those are master Masons, y'all, that are sitting on Stone Mountain down here in Stone Mountain, Georgia, right up the street from me, and then the headless horseman. This is very satanic, and this is very Masonic, and this deals with the sheriff and the police, all of these people, the ones that started the foundation of this and started to kill and to take the land from our people, and the blood is flowing through that land in California dealing with Queen Khalifa. This is a Masonic ritual that they do to cause the blood to spill and to turn the city upside down. So when you are dealing with what they did to Nipsey on the top of the city, you must understand. Yeah, I gotta tell you something else. You must understand. The top, what they're doing is basically the spirits of all these Masonic police and sheriffs that are possessing and resurrecting through these black and these white people. It's not just white people, it's black people. And Nipsey said, I know where the black girls are. All these black women that are missing, I know where the black girls are. And he started mentioning the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. He said he went up under there. He took me up under there where the black girls are. Where the black girls, where the Spanish girls, where the Indian girls are missing. And they have them under the cities, enslaved and running. They have their own legal system. They have different levels of police, different levels of judges. They have different levels of systems where they get these black girls. And the reason why you don't see them missing reason why you don't know they're missing is because people take them that look like them. People take them that blend into where they are. And he sees these girls. He sees the women. And when I went down underground with him, this underground city, he mentioned Philadelphia. He mentioned the District of Columbia. He mentioned Washington. And he's saying they're taking them there. And I saw these judges. I saw the black web. I saw that when they get them there, they have these judges and these juries. And they start to create fake laws they make up. Like, should we let this person go? Should we let this woman go? And then they'll say, no, we don't want to let this one go because but the black women don't know that when they won't let them go is because they want their blood or they want their organs or they want their liver. They want the soft tissue organs from people that have all the melanin, like the liver, the kidneys, the different tissues. They want the cornea. They want the eye. And then they were running, and they make them run. They were making them run. Because they were getting off on them running. And they were getting off on them being scared. And when he took me down there and I watched it with him. And then once they run, they like go through these corridors and these underground cities. It's a whole city up under the ground that you cannot see. That look like the duplicates up here. And then when they were catching them, they also have these little rooms. It's like these cement bunkers under the ground. And then they have these cages where they have them inside the cement bunkers where nobody know but higher level people. And it's like these. Okay, Like you'll have a judge in on the daytime working in the courthouse, and then the same judge would also have the underside, the duplicate of himself. That they have a whole black market court system and judges where they get off on doing shit like that because the racist ones I told you about that set up this whole system that run it, they reincarnate and possess them through a lot of these rituals that they do to move inside of their bodies. So they tell them you have to keep feeding them, you have to keep doing this to bring the energies through the portal, which is what they're doing with CERN. So they'll sit there and say, okay, based on this law, okay, are we gonna let this person go? It's like slavery, like black slavery, like any person of color is a slave to them, and they have to take their blood and consume so they can keep everything upside down and to stay in false power. But the time is running out, and they know the time is running out, and it's not all working. But they're still trying to do it and get rid of as many people as they can of ours, enslave as many people as they can of ours, are thinking that if we keep sacrificing them, we keep drinking their blood, we keep using their organs, we're going to be able to keep this system in power. But it's breaking down, it's flipping. So it's like, well, how do you deem this person? And they got their own juries of the same racist, demonic people that will say, well, they're guilty and they can't go. And then they'll act like they're going to let them go, and they'll make them run. But when they run, they're trapped in the bunker. And when they're running, they don't know. They think, I'm going to get out this way. I'm going to get out that way. And then it's a dead end. It's like a maze, and they know the doors are locked. Nobody knows they're there. Nobody hears them. Nobody sees them. The police is not going to report it because a lot of the police don't even know, and the ones that know cannot tell. So I'm sitting there with him, and he's like, I've been saying this, I want to show you. He took me down there, and I saw it in the astral. And when the women are running and they're screaming and they're hugging each other, then they execute them once they have the fear up, and then they open them. They do the autopsies and they're opening them and taking parts. That's why you're not going to see any of them. You might see a few, but if you see a few of them, if they come up above ground, they're going to be stumbling around, and their mind going to be so fucked up from shock and from all kind of mental drugs, and they're going to put them off in jail or put them in a mental part of the jail or put them in another asylum. They're not going to be telling this. They're not going to be too scared. They're going to be too scared to tell it. And then they know if they tell it, you're not going to believe it. You're going to think these are addicts or they got them into prostitution. So that's what I will say about that now. I got to come back and get back on that now. That's why I haven't been back, because this shit hurts me so bad that I was like, I don't want to be crying on camera. I can't take this. I'm like, NIPSEY, I want to see it. Show it to me, but I cannot talk if I'm up here crying the whole fucking time when I see it. And as you can see, it's been coming out on YouTube. There are black people God damn, it done started raining like hell. It's black people that drive these Uber that's kidnapping black women in Atlanta. They're kidnapping them in different states, trying to prostitute them. Listen, you think I'm lying. That's why. It's been so easy for them to get, because they blend in. Why do you look it up? You think I'm lying about this stuff? Y'all know they're going somewhere, because there's hundreds of black women missing. Indian women coming up dead. Latin women and children coming up missing. And it's near also California and LA and Mexico. That's where this stuff is. And he was showing me this stuff, and I'm like, I can't. He said, tell him. See, so we can know, we can be careful. And we can watch our children and watch ourselves, because it's not even by age no more. It's about the certain type of melanin that you have, certain type that the spirit that's in them, the racist one that killed. And that's why I'm going back to the chief of police that was there when Rodney King was beat up. Go back to the year he actually got in office. The one before the chief that was there with Rodney King is a master mason. They bow down to this motherfucker Bones. That's a mason right there. They take an oath to that one. I don't know what it is about that one. But the one that can't, what's his name, y'all? Because I mentioned him last time. I got to look it up. It's not that deep right now for me to get into now. I get into the next time. I just want to drop that on y'all. That these spirits, that's why the system don't change. We cannot expect something different by expecting them to give you something different. If you don't change, it's going to stay where it is because they make sure their spirits reincarnate and keep coming back. Ain't that wind out there, Shannon? You can tell them I'm not lying. That wind that ranked dog whipping real hard. Talking about this shit. And it's going to stay that way. It's not going to stay today. But then you got to realize, too, we got a lot of so-called black people, and we got a lot of black ancestors that go along with this shit and that sold us out, just like the ones that participated in killing and assassinating the physical part of NIPSEY. There was black peoples that wanted this done to this man and jealous of this man and used all his love and his compassion and his money and his assistance and still wanted to be him and took it and kill him. Set him up. Okay, so I'm going to get back into that later because, y'all, I can't. I said I wasn't. If I waited long, I wasn't going to cry. And the shit hit me, so, okay. Get back to this goddamn, the thing with the stove. The cloud is called, y'all know what I'm talking about when Google mentioned that cloud, where you could put shit and store shit in that cloud. It's a cloud above that stove, and that man must have made that when they made that smart technology for NIPSEY's, the first smart stove. It's connected to underground. Some wires run up under there. Now, only y'all can tell me, or somebody out there can tell me, because I don't know. He took me underground. There's a water main up under there. There used to be a full functioning city down there. I saw a water main down there that you turn water on and all underneath that stove. I also see they done turned some of that electricity. Some going over that electricity at that marathon stove. I don't know if they've turned it all off or all the stores are not functioning, because he showed me there's a code. I don't know what kind of meters there are for that electricity for all the offices at the marathon, or are they starting to gut the marathon and gut the electricity? But there's something going on at the marathon store with that electricity, and that cloud is down. Right now, the spying and where the cameras and the microphones in the lights and where they're recording everybody and watching everybody, it's not functioning like it was, because the store is not there, and NIPSEY not physically there running that store. So but they still have the information. They've recorded the information. And then I looked again. It's somebody, when this happened, there was somebody watching across the street. There was somebody on the side of the building, both sides of the building, and in the gas station. They keep showing me the gas station behind the stove. There's a house back there with a goddamn satellite back there with the polices. Now, I done mentioned this in the video before months ago. The polices and some of them 60s was back there talking. This shit whipping up real bad outside. So there will be Oya and Shango. It was back there applying that shit and watch it, and I hear the police talking on some type of walkie-talkie or scanner or something. They're communicating with each other, and they're on the back of the stove over there by the barber shop. And over there is some white polices. And over there on the side by the Master Burger. But you're not going to believe it. I know, and I don't really give a fuck at this point. Y'all believe me, whatever. Down, 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 down under the goddamn stove. It's a whole city up under that motherfucker. And there's access to different directions. Them white polices was under that goddamn ground when that assassination was set up, and they was already there plotting the shit and crossed the street. I'm not distracted. I'm just telling you. I'm just noticing the nature how it's whipping up as I'm talking. I see a white police. I see more than one. I'm going to tell you, the way the downstairs of that building is big down there. I seen this white police, a dirty motherfucking police with some gray in his hair, mixed gray hair. This gonna sound crazy. He went by the gas station, goddammit. It was by a tree or something. The motherfucker put his, I don't know, he put his foot down. It was like a release or something. The nigga went under the goddamn ground, up under the down where the city at down there, where it used to be thriving down there, up under the goddamn stove. it was some police down there walking around up under the goddamn. The way it is, I seen this white motherfucker do this. He was down there where they was setting NIPSEY up and had the shit under surveillance and wired for goddamn sound. And the niggas was involved, and some of them black folks was fucking agents, because I'm also seeing not just police and sheriff, I'm seeing ATF and feds that was all over this motherfucker that day and had been there before that day. I don't know why I see FBI and ATF. But they were there, and some of them people blended in, supposed to be gang members, also goddamn agents. Them niggas. I'm not finna blame white people for all of this. Niggas. It was there, and them niggas hooked up. They know about the underground. Because when I went underground, I also see some rats. Big fucking rats that about the size of that damn monkey I told you about. And some dead bodies and bones down there. Somebody please let me know if I'm saying the right thing or if I'm on some shit. I seen an elevator shaft where it looked like at one point there was a fire. So you tell me if there were ever any firemen that had to go down there and an elevator shaft that was ever down there when that city existed, because I see the firemen and I see them in this elevator down under there. This was a thriving city at one time, and people still move through there, and the government knows about this because they still use these underground cities. And again, Asian to me. NIPSEY told me Chinese. They still function there and move through there. I seen the white police go down there. Some of this shit was surveyed and done underneath that goddamn man's stove. Walked. It's more than one way. Like trap doors, but you can't see them. They look like a regular sidewalk or regular piece of grass or something. Went up under that man's stove and was talking to them niggas and had the thing set up in them fucking street lights. Now you think that I am making this up? Google cameras and microphones in street lights. Okay? And I'm not going to even worry about if you believe me or not. It don't fucking matter. Whatever, if I'm for real or not, the shit going to come out. If I'm lying, it's going to fucking come out. Look, Google. And this white man, after they helped do that and shot him, all of a sudden I was drawing it again last night because I was up about 5 or 6 o'clock. I didn't get no sleep. I saw, pop, 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 pop. It looked like a light show. And because there was so many bullets, there was so much smoke. Now, I don't know. Because I wasn't there. And I don't know nobody that was goddamn there to tell me. So if somebody can tell me, let me know. When the shooting went on, was it a lot of goddamn shooting, a lot of smoke? Because I seen a smoke, and it looked like firecrackers. I don't even know if some of these were real bullets, because it looked like some shit was like trick, but it did that all of a sudden. Bam! It hit right there in the goddamn middle of the property, but the police were under the goddamn stove, wired up with some other ones all around the stove across the street. In the car, and that is a house back there with the satellite on the shit, and the shit was on the roof, and the cloud was working. They was underneath there, and then the white man wants this pop, 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 pop. It was so much, and it was like smoky, like so much gun shooting. There was smoke where you couldn't see clear for a minute. I don't know. I could be getting it wrong. And then after the pop, 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 and I saw like a firecracker looking like it might have been some of them guns wasn't really shooting real bullets, but it was still smoking light. The white man that was under the police was underneath the stove, because NIPSEY showed me it was in the middle. I drawed it out here, and he went up under there, because sometimes he grabbed his head, because he's like, my head be hurting because they hit me in my head. He grabs the front of his head, and he grabbed the side of his head. He said, they hit me in my head. He said, I be trying to think, and I be investigating. He said, sometimes my head get to hurting. So he went down under there, and there was a X mark, and it had some gold, pure gold on it. And then I seen this Chinese man under there with this real pretty canary yellow, pure silk, long robe all the way down to the floor with a kind of, I forgot the name of it, almost like a pope hat. It's pure silk, yellow too. He was dressed, and he had his mustache was long and twisted up on the end. And he was taking one of his side of his mustache, doing like this right here. And it had then red. And then I saw the Chinese flag. So I know China, to fuck what y'all say, China got something to do with this. The Asians had something to do with this man's property. Then I seen some Philippines, some other type of Asians, but they didn't do this. Okay. They really not one. It's China. They had something to do with the investment of this property, this land. And then I seen China. It's something coming soon where it looked like it's a whoosh. It's electricity, like a big, real fast moving train, or I don't want to say a bus because it moved on a track moving in California. It moved faster than a train or airplane or some shit. I seen this thing where people can ride it. Because that's coming there to California. They're bringing that in because China believe, based on their prophecy, that they are the next man to rule the world, to rule the planet. And they already got a lot of stronghold down in the U.S. and down in Cali. What else I seen? Yeah, I got to get back into that later on. He got into the soil and the burning, and he said there's going to be famine, hunger, people waiting in lines, some coming up with gas, some coming up with food, because they have destroyed the soil on purpose. And the water, what that soil has burnt up, where the temperature of it is so hot, and going down 2-3 layers of the soil is so destroyed, some of the places are not going to be able to grow food in California. This is going on right now. What else he told me? The volcano again. He mentioned a storm. I saw it out in the ocean in California. There's a big eye. A monorail, Jasmine, thank you. A bullet train. Thank you, Candy. The thing, whoosh, it moved fast. I seen electricity moving around. It's finna come in now. And the Asians got something to do with that. I seen out in the ocean, the storm, it's got female energy in it on the top, as well as male. It's curving around, and it's got a big eye in the middle of it. The eye of the storm is already blinking. She let me see. And she says she is connected to a volcano in California, and she's connected to a volcano in Hawaii. I don't know what that means. Don't want to drop it anyway. Now, might not mean nothing, but this shit is raging right now because of what they did. The earthquake energy. The animals that's unrest underneath the goddamn ground. The ocean is raging. Some of them volcanoes. There's ancestors here. They're getting up. They don't like this. And all this stuff they're doing to us. That they've always done to us. And it's coming to a head because this shit is coming down. I'm going to keep doing this here. And there's so many spirits that's coming for NIPSEY. And he's been going around watching all this. And when he said, I know where the black girls are, I said, don't do this. Don't do this. And then I'm seeing he mentioned the District of Columbia. And I said, so what are you saying? These are high up people? He said, yeah. If you see somebody on the bottom taking them, they're not doing it. They are runners. Getting back to the stuff. The white police walked, I'm going to tell you, down underneath there, this is so big down there. What's above is so below. It's places and corridors down there you can walk a long way. And then he met another police to pick his ass up. I know that, this sounds like some comic book shit. I don't give a fuck. I've sat on this, and I asked him, and I asked him, and I asked him, and I re-asked, and I re-asked. I need somebody to tell me about that goddamn blueprint out there. That's the only way y'all gonna tell if I'm lying or not. I have never lived in California. I don't know the history. I've been there a couple of times and spoke, and then got off the plane, went to UCLA and spoke. As soon as I finished speaking, turned around, got my ass back on, and came back to the goddamn dirty South. I don't know nothing. I just know what the man telling me. I believe he telling me. It's different. They been doing shit like this. Go fuck with people under the goddamn ground. And then these other ethnic groups of people that don't like us have these cities, that these communities, nice community they live in, gated, where they are all connected electronically. They go under the ground. They got their bunkers. They have their private meeting about what they're going to do to us. They're not going to marry us, don't have children with us, don't bring us home, keep your money to yourself. Just use them, play on them, use them for suckers, sell them inferior, cheap shit, take advantage of their ass. We keep our money to ourselves so we can keep on ruling and staying in control. Okay? And they have these private meetings and they do that shit. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Said they dealing with organ shopping and swapping. And these black peoples is in this shit too. In these gangs. And certain people they want to get rid of or a problem. All of a sudden, you see the fuck out the gang missing and you can't find the motherfucker. Come drug. He also told me there was a new drug moving through there, and this looks like a liquid injectable, along with a powder. He says it's an opiate as well. You shoot somebody with this shit, the fucker come out, all of a sudden, fall asleep, scale up on their goddamn skin, itching, looking around, think everybody out there goddamn get them. Either it's one or the other. They either have narcolepsy, out the blue. All of a sudden, the motherfucker can't either wait for days or just fall asleep. Can't goddamn control their motherfucking ass out where the fuck they at. Get real bad. Upper respiratory problems start swelling up, breaking out. Organs start getting diseased and shut down. Don't nobody know what happened to them. This is coming in through Mexico and Vegas. I'm also here in Russia. I don't know why, but these are coming from other countries. They come from overseas, and it's also moving under there. Oh yeah, baby. Yes, Megan. There's a lot of levels to the shit. Let me get into what the man told me. I'm trying to get you about how he told me about the billing and the underground railroad track and the tracks and how they move through there on the low. See, when I keep hearing everybody talking, people that were talking about, where they were, they in the air, they on the bill, and it was a sniper. But nobody's talking about the fuckers that was under the goddamn ground. You're right. They're right. They were around there, surrounded in that two gas stations I see. One on the side and one across the goddamn street, but also in the telegram pole. This shit has been wired for time. They've been setting this man up for years, basically. But okay. Then who else came up? Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke, he's coming up. So I don't know if you know, I did a reading on Sam Cooke. And if you listen to Sam Cooke's reading and you listen to his life and you see how they did this, they also did it in L.A. The shit sound the same. Just like Sam Cooke. And the way they murdered him, it's the exact same because they were doing the same thing. And a lot of these celebrities love Nipsey. So they keep coming in here telling me, and I said, God damn, Uncle Sam. This is just because, Sam and my dad were like brothers. They had this fun rivalry. They were like a few entertainers that would travel with each other. Most entertainers were too jealous to travel with each other. So they were like this, and Sam was also trying to get my father out of it and put him with his label, and they wouldn't allow that, and they killed Sam. And it's looking the same way because Nipsey was doing the same thing. Okay. And this is also telling me under there, I seen these big old bins that look like the bins that you see at the wash house. They had body parts in here. Some of them were dried and preserved, look like a dump truck. They had drugs. They had precious gems, and some of these were coming from Vegas. A lot of stuff's come from Vegas. They had illegal aliens moving under the ground. They get off there, and some of them do dirty shit or kill people or steal shit. Get back on, get on that track. It's a track. They run from Cali down into Mexico. You don't even know they've been here. You can't prove they've been here because you don't know it's a whole thriving community in cities and governing bodies under the ground. The police let them bring these shipments in of these folks, body parts, alien, and drug. This is this biological powder, this new drug you're going to see coming. In California, you're going to hear about it. That will bring also a new disease with it. And it's going to be a arrival of a new medication. They count with it, but it ain't going to help it. A lot of people going to start just falling out. And real unexplained illnesses and organs shut down on their ass. And so and how they commit these crimes and move in and out through them back doors and the secret doors by that gas station and that stove. It's one of them gas stations that is a compartment in that ground. You can get there down under the goddamn marathon. It's miles under that ground that you can walk around there, but don't nobody know but them polices and them agencies that be doing dirty shit and releasing shit up in the air through them damn sewer system and shit and put... Yeah, what else he said? They sneak down to the parts of the city in the street, and then they get a ride from the police on the other side. And the one politician was waiting on him in one of them damn undercover unmarked police car. Hey, and gave the police a thick thing of money. Yeah. And what else I'm gonna say? Yeah, because I'm wondering about that elevator down there. It's an old shaft down there. And then he mentioned a barber shop goddamn again. It's a black man that was in that barber shop that worked in there that was also a drug dealer and was a contact for the police. And that he was a part of Nipsey murder. He was inside of that, yes, bribed up and booed up. These people around Nipsey and in his organization and in the 60s, and then it says something about a bookkeeper. There are 2 sets of books here. Okay. They was fucking that man through them damn books. See? I had that set up, and it's something about that barber shop, and one of the men that was running that for Nipsey, that Nipsey trusted, the motherfucker two-faced it. He was saying one thing that Nipsey doing business was him, then reporting to someone else and setting Nipsey up. This is what I'm saying. The fucker is an agent and he's working for the fake. It's so much, y'all. It's so much. Okay. Let me get here. Let me read this. Red China, yellow star rising in the west. They want to dominate here now. And they've been doing this for a while and buying property for a while. And he say, also, Asian airline. He said there's an Asian airline, I got to look it up, with a red writing on the plane. They deal with, this is Chinese. What did baby say? He say, Yakuza and triads. This is some Chinese mob shit. Now, the two owners, the owners that sold them, and I don't care what nobody say, I believe they own this property, is some fuck shit that got in there through who? David Gross. I don't know if it's Gross or Gross Man. These people love and trust this motherfucker here because he black. And I'm telling you, everybody. See, that's how people get thrown out. Believing that a white person, white people, Mexican people, Chinese people, all that shit don't fuck with each other and they could not be connected. I'm telling you, all these people are connected. And all people of different races don't hate black people. They're not racist against black people. David was brought in to pull this shit on Nipsey, Black Sam, and his goddamn family because they knew that Nipsey would trust him, even though a part of him was telling him not to trust this man. People were trying to push him on him to trust him, and then he realizes now. And then Bruce Lee coming back to me. Bruce Lee telling me this here, that this is Chinese. Because, you know, Bruce Lee wasn't racist towards us. He trained us. He was in Cali. He's seen it all. You know, they tried to kill Bruce Lee and tried to whoop his ass and broke his back to make him not help us and to teach everybody. So I'm telling you, and I asked Nipsey, I said, Nipsey, because you know I'm trying to learn, baby, and I'm just human. Is it Korean? As they said down here, not Korean. Is it Korean? He said Chinese. I said, baby, is it Japanese? He said Chinese. You know, my grandmama now them say Korean and Mexicano. They don't, you know, they can't. So I said, baby, is it Filipino? He said, Alexyss, is Chinese. I said, what got that, baby? I just want to make sure I get it right. You know, I'm just testing. It ain't. Not testing you. I'm testing me. I said, well, okay. That ain't all I think I can. What am I? Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Filipino. He said, he kept looking at me. He said, Alexyss is Chinese. That way he told me this morning. I say, regular Chinese? He said, no. No. He said, they got to the owners. He said, not the woman, the male. He say, what the baby say? Well, he got into it. I'm trying to get it all. He say, okay, the airline, it's an Asian airline. They control that. They control a secret pipeline from Asia controlling Chinese markets in LA. He said they control food, restaurant markets, and raw food market where you go anything you get you on and puffer fish, exotic shit, and like, you know, that's wild shit. You know, shit that they like. You know, you can go to Asia, and he said this is on the stock market. This is all ran by the Asian stock market. See, you see, Nipsey was all into that kind of shit, and yen, and getting his stuff in different currency. So he's telling me, he said, that's the way to go. And he knew that. He said, this is all ran by their stock. He said, they have butcher shops and all these things. And he said they wanted that land. And they didn't like, because the owners liked it, Nipsey and his brother, and they wanted to sell it to them. Just like Black Sam said at the funeral, more church, they bought it. Now all of a sudden they say you never owned it. And he said, somebody, HUSSLE, need to investigate David Gross. He said, because David got some bodies on him, but you cannot see them. Because David is a dirty motherfucker. You know what? I'm sorry. I forgot. Let me say this because I didn't say it. It's so much on me. I want to give a disclaimer right now, goddammit. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. We just having a conversation, a hypothetical conversation. This is a spiritual reading, a psychic reading, whatever the fuck you want to call it. All the shit I'm saying is some alleged bullshit, okay? I'm just doing a spiritual reading, some shit I say that I heard out the fucking air. That's all the fuck this is, okay? And I hope that we can validate this shit, but I don't want a problem. So we're just doing a reading. We're just having a country conversation in this motherfucker, okay? Don't believe nothing I fucking said. I'm just talking. God damn it. You know, this is some bullshit for entertainment. That's all the fuck this is. Now, he said in the spirit to me, he said, Alexyss, if somebody investigate this dirty motherfucker, he said so many layers and money laundering and deception to this bitch. This bitch ass nigga here. This fake ass motherfucker here who is covered by wealthy people who sponsor him, who give him a lot of money, and entertainers and athletes who cover him who don't know, who can't see him. And he even said something about insurance fraud. Like this motherfucker have deal with multi-level marketing and deal with groups of people where he got different levels of runners. I'm talking about this motherfucker got a smooth organization. You can't see it. Just like them Uber driver picking up them goddamn women and then trap them and ship them off and fucking prostitute them, and then you don't fucking see them no more and fucking kill them. He said this is what this man is involved in. He comes off as so smooth and nice and charming and polite. He said even check his family background. Some of that shit ain't true. He said, and it's a lot of drama with some of David Grohl's family don't even like him and don't even fuck with him because there's so much drama with them. And he said it's other people where he done dealt with them and dealt with their houses, and then them people come up dead, bleeding all out their stomach, mouth, and ass, and then he got them people property and got all kind of insurance policy, or them people signed they shit over to that man, and all kind of insurance fraud, and then the women and children be out poor and broken homes. And then he mentions Florida for some reason. I know it's Florida. If y'all can find out something about David Gross having any businesses or ever having any connections with anybody in Florida, because the motherfucker good. I can get that. He got the shit sold up and hid because people don't know where to look, or the right people have not looked. He did this to somebody dead, goddammit. Allegedly, you know, in my mind. This shit is in my mind, Jesus. That's all. This shit, he did that. Y'all see why I didn't want to come on camera with this? Do you see why you ain't seen me about 2 or 3 goddamn weeks? I don't say this stuff. And this shit is killing me. That's all. I felt like I was dying. It hurt him so. I asked him, I say, Nipsey, please tell me. Please tell me, because everybody. I said, did you? Because I looked at the video and it's a picture of him and Black Sam up there having champagne with David Gross. I said, did you sign that contract and you gave your property to David Gross? Because you up there toasting with your brother. And you looking at the camera toasting. And David Gross said, see, he did it. He did it. And I looked at it and he said, that was the beginning of my death. He said that there is some type of discussion that they had days before that he got there, and he didn't want to sign that shit. He said him and Sam, Black Sam, was terrified, allegedly, for Nipsey. He was scared for Nipsey's life because it was some type of trick or force, some type of ultimate. He said, I was set up. He said there were 3 people involved, and there was a woman involved with that signing. A dirty, low-down woman that is real sneaky. It was several women involved, and one of them is in jail, and one of them was supposed to be pregnant and got children at the time. She's in jail right now. It's 2 women. One is a mother, and the other one that set Nipsey up with David is locked the fuck up, and another one that was involved in it that looked like there might have been someone in law enforcement. These are several people I see, and several women helped David do that to that man and Black Sam, and he beats this lady's ass. He was beating on this other lady and very aggressive and obsessive and compulsive. Nipsey was getting threatened, and the type of threats they were giving him is like, either you do this, or you're going to be set up. You're going to jail. There was something they were trying to hold on him or say he did. We're going to take you to jail, and if you go to jail, then we're going to have you murdered in jail. So you're not still going to be able to have the property if you won't sign it over. And he knew even if he signed it over, he was not going to own all his rights to it, and he was still going to be dead because he didn't want him to come back and try to get it back or start over or let nobody know. And this dirty ass bitch was right there working with David Groves, where they were setting that man up, and they know they were going to kill that goddamn man. So Nipsey was in a position where I was damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. And Sam was going crazy, and then he started watching his brother after they signed it, because Nipsey said, I knew when I signed it I was getting ready to goddamn die. That's what he said. Allegedly. And then when I think back on what the mama said, Sam ain't gonna tell you this. Black Sam can't talk. Samantha can't talk. The mama can't talk. And they don't need to goddamn talk. It's stuff you don't know. You don't see, don't need to fuck. They can't talk. They got Sam jammed the fuck up. And Sam is dying inside because of guilt. Sam did not do anything. Please don't get this twisted. Sam did not do nothing to hurt his brother. But he was handling business with his brother. And he feels like they trusted the wrong people. And when the mother was saying that she knew, that he knew that he was dying. Now it makes sense. Because David, now, we're going to kill that man. And allegedly. He said it broke my heart because I realized then they had set me up. They set me and my brother up. And Sam knew he had been set up, but they couldn't do nothing. Maybe I'm wrong. And you know who put one of the people too? There's several people who put them on him, and they're in the music industry. But you know what? Who else put them on? Asian. What you'd never think of, which I would never think of. Asian. Tied to that building, put them on that man. Along with the niggers, put them on that man. It was all underneath, working together. And he tells me, he say, Alexyss, he said, there's like a flea market. He said, there's a flea market that the Asians run, the mob on the low run the market. He said, I wanted, and he opened his hand to me. And I said, what? And he said, there's an Asian girl, I don't know, it's a restaurant, y'all tell me, that was on a marathon or near the marathon. She go through there. She liked to suck black dicks. She was a spy. And they said underneath this Asian mob has prostitutes, child prostitution, heroin, and other opiates that they sell and put on the street. That's how they make a lot of their money, through sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, and drug dealing. And they put them women on certain folks for political control, gang control, and to blackmail people and to control certain area. He said they had this Asian girl sucking black men's dicks off over there at the Slauson area around the marathon. So if y'all can find out any stuff this sound of allegedly, then let me know. He said she was spying and telling the Asians what was going on and how niggas was moving, and the ones that would tell stuff on Nipsey that were jealous of him and wanted them to set him up and get rid of him. You see, there's a black and Asian connection here. Allegedly, they put an Asian woman on him that would wear her shorts and stuff and no dress. She liked to suck black men's dicks off. She's a... Allegedly, okay? And, what'd he say? He said, he opened his hand up, and I looked, it was a piece of jewelry. And he say, Alexyss, I wanted to sell me some stuff at this market. And he said, I had my t-shirt, I had my hat. He said, I had some clothes, and I had a presentation. He said, and I wanted to. He said, I'm tired of selling us cheap shit and always want us to be the buyers and not the sellers and not the owner. He said, and I talked to this Asian man. He said, the man went off on me and got the organ, he said, and threatened to put liability on me or litigation on me. And I said, what, threatened to sue you? He said, it's caused me a lot of trouble. And I didn't even do nothing. I just wanted to sell stuff for us and by us and to us, and not just always buy. He said, with cheap, raggedy, like low-level electronics. He said, inferior stuff. And he said, then what they don't know, I know. He said, no, the Asian man was scared. He said, they sell cheap clothes and inferior clothes and knockoff t-shirt and shit that's not meant to last. He said, call, when you take some of the t-shirt when they bring them in, and the way they have letters and shit on them, he said, you put it in water, and this words or shit blend in with the thread or letter come out and be drugged. I said, let's see. You know everybody being, everybody being. He said be drug in the shit. And they like liquefy the shit or put a chemical mix with the shit, and the shit lift up off of it. Or some paper, they lift up off the paper too. And I said, I'm just listening. I said, your ass is brilliant than a mother. You smart, you everybody shit. So I'm listening, and I said, okay, I'm writing it down. He said, I'm not gonna say that, but they did it too. I said, I know, baby, go on top. What you said now? They got, after they said the shit in the clothes. He said, yeah. It be knockoff shit. They put it in the clothes. He said, the Asian man was scared of me. He said, because they feel like if you let one of them in here, they going to take over, and then we got to think about our own self-preservation, our own family, our own community, and what we want to establish over here. He said, so I know what happened. He said, this motherfucker called the city hall on me and had some of the bosses of the underworld step to the owners. He said, and they started all of a sudden, all kind of, he said he felt like he was being followed. He said, like, unmarked cars. He said he could tell it was a government car by the way the car looked or the way the tag was. He said he felt like we were real paranoid, like somebody was watching him. He said then he felt like something was on him. He was like, okay, it's my keychain. And then he started saying, it's my clothes. I said, what are you saying? Like the store? He said, yeah, the same. Because I guess he would wear his own clothes from the store. I don't know. He said it was something in the technology. He said they were tracking. Then I say, well, what is you saying? Are you saying that maybe the person, I ain't going to say no name. Are you saying maybe the person that helped you create that technology, or I don't know if it was one or more than one, had something to do with maybe setting you up, have you spied on through the chips that you wear and your clothes and your watch? He said then there's a piece of jewelry that they gave him. And I'm wondering about the watch, because that wasn't meant to be permanent. That was temporary gift. You remember David Gross gave him a watch for a birthday? He said, and he started looking, doing like this down on his clothes. He said, then he mentioned his shoes, the Puma. He said something on, he said they was tracking me, they were watching me. And he was touching his wrists. I said, baby, he said it was something, my jewelry. He said, my key. So I don't know if he had a remote control. I don't know. I know he had a lot of different cars. I don't know if it was a car. And if it had a chain or it was a chip in it. I don't know. I didn't keep up with the cars and stuff the man got. He said, well, my house too. He said some of the killers, people involved that was close to him, had been in his house that he hung out with, and his so-called friends that knew about it. These were people in his circle. And that's what he mentioned about that computer, that smart stove. He said smart technology and RFID. And then it tied into City Hall. He said a Chinese man called down there and had a Chinese person. He says Asian people work at City Hall and they speak their language and work with the white people, Spanish, Italian, everybody up in there and dealing with zoning and planning, told them, look at the blueprints for the city, the future blueprints, and the president that was going to either be reelected, they said because they were hand chosen secretly, or the one they felt was going to be put in new, so that they could get donations and get inside of the campaign to guarantee to shoe them in so that they'd be a part of that empowerment zone. Oh, yeah, baby. These people don't play no game. See, while we up here talking about, well, what they doing on Love and Hip Hop and who getting their dick sucked and who fucked somebody mama. See, all that. They doing this. See. Like Nipsey tried to tell y'all in the goddamn song. So they make sure they have political clout, goddammit. Then to get bank clout. Then to get loan and finance clout and find out where the city future planning and development is. Nipsey said they put them motherfuckers on him. It wasn't only just the niggas and the police. And I said, you know, nobody wouldn't have thought of this shit. You know, and nobody wouldn't have suspected this right here. He said, remember I told that Chinese lady came here and pulled her drawers, put her dress up and had all the writing all over the calligraphy. And she said it wasn't me. And I looked back, I said, did you come in here to throw me off? Was it you? She said it wasn't me. It was the men, like I told you before, in the secret society in the mob, the Asian mob. Now they give me the name here, the Triad. They're very powerful in California. You can't do nothing. Because niggas don't have no power like that in clout. They finna move them out. Set they motherfucking ass up, and that's what the fuck they get. Because there was a lot of people Nipsey helped of other races. I even see that Nipsey helped Spanish people. He helped immigrants. He helped Philippines, as well as black and Latin. Nipsey helped a lot of people that love him who were not racist. And I see people of different races crying for that baby. So everybody didn't feel that way. I'm sorry for crying, y'all. I am sorry. But this bothers me. And the stuff he's saying, and when he said that David Gross and them bitches, and I'm not going to say no name, but I already know I'm right about this. I ain't going to say alleged, but I ain't going to say no name, because I'm not going to get into a debate about this. But you know who I see benefited off of this? Oh, yeah, I see insurance policies here too. That's what we don't know. Somebody got insurance policy. I see more than one life insurance policy on this man, and people have gotten payouts to be quiet. And you know who I see to get money? 2 of his baby mothers with 2 young children. One has a young baby by him, and one has an older one. Well, I already can tell you the one, Tanisha. Okay, we know she got to pay out, and you should, because you have the child bound. The other one I'm not gonna mention no name, because you know what I'm saying. But y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. She knew about it. And I'm not blinking. Okay? And I'm not going to say alleged. I've looked at it too many times, and he's told it to me. And when me and Ricky looked at it today, Ricky saw it. There were people laughing and talking to this man, laying in the bed with this man, sucking this man's dick, that set this man up. And when you get towards the end, they weren't even together, but they're trying to present, oh, it's my husband, my love, my love, my love. He wasn't even with him. He wasn't with you. See, they were arguing around the time. She's calling him names. He's calling her names. But he's like, he's fucking someone else. She's fucking someone else. Crazy. I mean, there's something about him, Nipsey, that when these women get with this man, they get crazy. They get possessive of this man and want to lock him down and control this man. And then when he doesn't like that, because at first he thought this woman was the love of his life, okay? I will say that. He thought this was the love of his life. He mentioned getting with her, 10 years ago? And then he gets together, he sees this is not, she's not what I thought. Then he's like, damn, I done had this baby, and loves the baby, and I see why. Starts to try to pull away, and then she is doing this. They're doing this. And he can't. So she's like this. They both do stuff to each other. Fight, tit for tat. But she's like this. I know, because I'm a Sagittarius. I just choose not to be a dark-sided Sagittarius. If I cannot have you, nobody is. I am not saying that she did anything. I didn't say that. I didn't say she physically did anything. But the revenge, the anger, how dare you do this to me? I'm that bitch. You don't do this to me. All the niggas want me. You don't do this to me. The fuck you think you talking to? That's the kind of attitude she got. I'm not saying no names. But Tara, this is something that was brewing that she had an idea about. This breaks my heart. Because I have a son. And something like that would tear me up. To have a woman that my sons will have a baby by and you do this. Or you know about it. And you won't say nothing. And you let it go. And now you're the victim. You're the heartbroken widow. And you were never married. I'm going to go lay down because I can't, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is alleged. This is alleged. Again, this is all for entertainment. This is alleged. I'm just talking. If you would like to get a personal reading from me, y'all know my email. You can contact me. I'll put it up there. Alexyss K. Tylor, VP @gmail.com. I'll work on part 2. And I'll come back in a couple of days because, I'm not finished. I'm not telling you everything. And to be honest with you, there's certain things I'm not going to say. And there's certain names I'm not going to call, and you all know why. I'm a human too. I have people that love me too. And I've already been threatened. People don't like what I've said and call me all kind of liars. But then, this shit, a lot of shit I've said has come true. It's come out, but still, it's clear somebody don't like me. Well, I guess they just don't like my style, or they just don't like my readings. I'm not going to say hate, because I don't believe it's hating on me. If somebody just don't like you, okay? So I believe it's people that just don't like me. And they have other readers that are their favorites. But I have been harassed really bad, and I know you all have seen this public. Even by other psychics, I have been harassed by them because I say things that they don't agree with. And they'll say one thing about these particular celebrities, and I'll say another thing. But then you all see what I say. There's proof of what I'm saying, but then they still don't like me. So I'm not going to say it's hating or jealousy, because I realize just because somebody don't like you don't mean they jealous of you. They just might not like you. They just might not like your look. They don't like your style. I know I'm wild. I know I'm over the top, but hell, if you look back at me, I'm an OG in the game. I started Vagina Power 2006. I started off wild then. If you look at my Vagina Power show and then you look at the readings, I'm the same personality, okay? We're just talking about different subject. But I'm the same. I mean, yeah, I said try it. That's what I said, Ricky. Chinese try it. This is Chinese. It's Asian, and I kept saying Asian. And if you all look back at my old videos, or the ones you've already followed me, I always said Asian, and I didn't even know the ownership was Asian. Yeah, dealing with extortions, gangs, and connected to the triads. They run Little China and California. They run that area. If you all can prove that I'm right, that they're in that area, prove it. If you can prove that I'm wrong, prove that to me too, and I'll take it back. I probably won't, though, because I know I'm right. I believe I heard Nipsey say that to me. That's Asian. That's Chinese. He said they put them peoples on him. And they started sicking. He showed me the man down low on the telephone, and then he disguised himself and dressed up like someone else, went over to City Hall and met the Chinese connect inside the government and said, look, we got to stop this nigga here. We can't let this happen. And Nipsey felt it. He knew that they put the motherfucker on him, along with the white police and the other stuff he was already doing. Just trying to do the right thing. The man didn't even do nothing wrong and was saying he was selling drugs. They were lying on. That one time they did. He even told you that one time they did. But when he was trying to do the business and had some type of flea market and something like that, he was trying to do the right thing. Set that goddamn man up and called them peoples on that man. Just like Biggie. Like Biggie said, it's all good. I was on the corner trying to feed my daughter. They called them folks on me, but it's all good, baby. It was all a drink. Speaking of that, Biggie motherfucking ass came in here with damn Nipsey tonight. They up there had a damn jam session, and Biggie, don't do this to me tonight. Now, Biggie, I'm wore out. And he talking about, I said, Biggie, don't start. Give me a few days, Big. He was looking good, too. I said, goddamn, you sharp for a big nigga. He up there in the chair, a gold chair like he was in that video with the red velvet in the back, had a cane on. He said he couldn't stand up because one of his legs was fucked up. He was limping on the leg. Had some badass shoes on and had one foot out on that pimp shit. And then he come in and tell me he want to talk. And then Nipsey talking about, hey, my nigga, what's up? Big, and then they start talking about, what's up, nigga? And I was like, Nipsey, don't encourage this because I'm tired and I'm already doing this bullshit for you. And then he talking about, what's good, Big? He talking about, what's up? And they were laughing and talking, and then he said, I want to hear this song. They were going, dun, 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 dun. And then Nipsey got fucking dancing to the shit. I'm like, Nipsey, why don't you sit your motherfucking ass down? Because I'm trying to tell Big to go and come back tomorrow. Let me get some sleep. And I was like, Biggie, don't do this. And then he gonna tell me, and I just heard some singer talking about, Biggie, give me one more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. I said, Biggie, give me. I said, Biggie, stop singing to me. Leave me alone. Biggie. No, Biggie, I don't want to give you no chance tonight. Come back. I said, well, you know what? Since you want to be messy and start shit, and he talking about, what? I said, you still like women. I said, tell me what? You had your beautiful red bone girl, Faith, and then you had Lil' Kim, but you did Lil' Kim wrong. I said, I love Faith and everything, but Lil' Kim is my goddamn girl. I said, now you did Lil' Kim wrong. And Lil' Kim was throwing you the pussy. And then I said, you must admit it now. Lil' Kim had some good pussy. Because y'all getting up there doing them songs and, yeah, and she, the motherfucker could rap. Kim bad. We all fell in love with goddamn Lil' Kim, man. We always wanted to be Lil' Kim. She told us to fuck get us some money. Don't be fucking getting our pussy away. I started feeling my pussy a little different after I listened to Lil' Kim live with a 4-foot ass. I said, then when she get up there with that little seed, with that blue little pom-pom, look like some little puff fur on the top of her pussy with them blue out shoes, with that blue wig on. I said, y'all had to be doing some good fucking, because that girl would write her ass off and then throw her little bit of pussy up there with that damn blue on. I said, now, with one, I said, well, well, Faith a freak. She had some good pussy. He talking about, I said, okay. Did Lil' Kim have some good pussy? He talking about, I said, well, was Faith a freaky? He talking about, And I said, well, Kim, freaky. He talking about, I can see. I said, he said, you know what? He said, I'm sorry. He said, I really did. He said, I love Lil' Kim. He said, I did her wrong. He said, I was young and dumb. You know, I really didn't appreciate her. He said, Kim do anything for me. Ride and die for me. He said, I still love Kim. I said, oh, God, here come a goddamn reading. Here we go. We reading. He said, I was torn. He said, because Faith to me was like the dream girl, the it girl in public. He said, but Kim will do anything for me. Ride or die, sell dope, lie. He said, you know, and we know. Google by your side for your right hand. We knew Kim was down for a nigga. And I said, then she climbed, Lily, she climbed your big motherfucking ass and do anything, and you gonna do that girl like that. And since you wanna come in here and start shit with me and you and Nip gonna walk over to me, and all that shit in the car, get your fuck. Look, I'm wearing me out. And then, he's talking about, yeah, you like that? He's talking, yeah, like you like to add to that, Y'all better find somebody else for this bullshit tonight here. Because I'm already wore out. He asked him, what the fuck all that? Look, why you do Kim like that, goddammit? Why you that said you something to go on with you. I don't know if it's a ward or whatever, because your motherfucking ass is down here being nosy and shit. Asian woman is around his sister. That's it. Oh. Said she was there on that 45. Yes, I see the shit. I said, big. And I said, damn, yo, motherfucker. I said, you was a clean big nigga, ain't you? I said, I don't know, maybe by the way your motherfucking had a haircut. Had a little bit long in the top, had it faded out. Around there, he was sitting there with his gold cane and just tapping it. Had that one foot out, and then Nipsey up there rub, cut. And then they had the band. Eat some Nipsey. Yeah, I can feel that. Feel your ass up out of here, Nipsey, because look. And then Big just sitting there real cool. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, we can do something with that. Do it somewhere else. I said, Big, I want to get into this. Then, you know what I really want to get into? Biggie said some shit about P. Diddy. I said, oh! Wait a minute. You know what? Maybe I need to rethink this goddamn shit. What the fuck you just say? Let me get my goddamn pen. The fuck you said about what? And I said, you know what, Big? Look, I wish I know somebody tonight. Because I'm so wore out. I don't know, to give me some goddamn Xanax, some bars. I don't know, shoot me up. I need to sleep a few hours. Don't take your big, sexy ass nowhere. I said, you know, I usually don't like a big nigga. I said, well, the way you looking right now, shit, I might have climbed you my goddamn self. Because your motherfucker, you was a clean, but yeah, your suit bedroom. He said, yeah, this Italian one that I like. I said, and he said, and I talked to my mama. He says, I know how big. Why y'all laughing? See, I be trying to be dead ass serious, but at least y'all ain't, I ain't crying. Y'all got me laughing. I ain't crying. I ain't crying. Biggie said that shit. And he said, I guess he know. You know, those spirits know. They know what'll trigger you. And I said, Biggie, I don't know. I'm so wore out, Biggie. My heart feel like it's about to drop. I said, maybe I'm tired and then I'm heartbroken. What Nipsey saying? I said, give me to about tomorrow. I don't know. I got some more reading stuff. I'm going to get rid of my clients and I want to hear that. And then as I was walking out, because he hit me in the bathroom, and I was walking, and then he said, you know that motherfucker Puff? I said, what? Wait! Hey! Wait a minute. Now we're getting somewhere. I said, you know what? I'm in the mood for this bullshit right here. Hey! What you say? And he started saying that shit. I said, wait a minute. Hold it. Hold it. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Because I think the public is going to want to hear. Well, maybe not all the public, but my friends, my groups. Yeah, Jessica, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And they working with, you know, someone else now in the music industry that was managing Nipsey. You know, Yeah, that helped set that up, you know. And for some reason, Biggie mentioned a Muslim to me with Puffy. So after Biggie throw that in, Biggie knowed I wasn't gonna ask him to goddamn leave off that fuck shit. He gonna throw. You know, Biggie's a street slick nigga too. And then I'm looking around, and then this gets quiet. See, I knew they had tricked me then, cause they know how I am. Once I hear some shit like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, now we. What? Okay. I said, I'm gonna drop this little bit to them tonight and see if they want to hear it. Do y'all want to hear it? Because if y'all do, I'll see what the man say. And I'll come back. Excuse me, as we say down here, not back. I'm going to come back with this motherfucker. Because Biggie wants to talk. So he going to sing that song. Leave him alone, Biggie. Biggie, Biggie, give me one more chance. Biggie, Biggie, give me... That's Biggie, leave him! Then he was so sweet, and then he's talking... He was over there talking... That's a big take! And then, you know, I'm talking about... Y'all know... I know that I share that little bit with y'all. Because they hear me laughing. So I'm going to see, do y'all want to, y'all let me know if y'all want to hear the Biggie one. Because I don't have it all yet. Because, you know, I'm telling you, like, it depressed me and I'm tired. So I'm going to need a few days. And Biggie mentioned his mama. He said he'd be with his mama. He'd be talking to his mama. His mama's still heartbroken. She has not gotten over it because she know it outright. And Biggie go see her. He be up under his mama. And he feels so bad because he feel like he hurt her and let her down. Yeah. So him and then, shit. Y'all, I gotta go. I love y'all. I'll be back soon. You can see that. Thank y'all for loving me and supporting me and donating to me to keep me doing the work I do. I love y'all. And I'll be back soon with more of Alexyss K. Tylor, AKT Celebrity Reads, AKT Underworld, Piece of A-Town down in this old ATL. Shawty, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.